Hello everyone, it's Friday night and it is time for the Weekender once again. And on this week's show, Ben checks out some of the forgotten heroines of World War II, while Justin gets excited for Airsoft, and I go old school RPG with the Bone Monger. On top of that, we also have a prize from Wayland Games of a £50 voucher. If you want to be in with a chance to win, pop a comment below this video on YouTube. Now sit back and relax, because your weekend starts here. Hello everybody and welcome to the Weekender. I'm joined this week by Ben and Justin.
Hello. Hola.
That's better.
Is it me you're looking for? I hope so.
Might be.
Because I'm here now.
We're all looking forward to what country we will insult this week. And I'm just checking the running order, and later on we'll be mentioning some Asians. So I look forward to that, Ben.
Channel is finished.
We've cancelled.
Anyway, we have had a fun-filled week as always. If people haven't already seen it, a little while ago, our lovely John has done a little play around with some of the new Conflict 47 plastic. So he's had a look and build of the Vogelspinner for the axis. Yeah, so if you're a fan of tarantulas, then this is a metal one.
It's a little amuse-bouche of Conflict 47 goodness.
Yeah. You could play the song Tarantula while watching the video at the same time. So
you could.
Yeah.
Or you could just buy a load of tarantulas and have them walking all around your room while you're doing it.
Yeah.
No, thank you, Jerry. Jerry, no.
Get the full experience.
Always. It's the best way.
Well, you'll be really upset for next week, Justin, when we have got planned a lot of tarantulas. So,
Jerry, you're HR. Can I book that day off? God damn it!
It's Tarantula Day.
It's everybody's favorite day of the year.
Yeah.
It will be one of several little looks and builds that John is going to be doing in the run-up to Conflict 47's launch. So if you're interested in how the plastic kits come together and whether or not you can do the blindfolded, like stripping down an M60 and reassembling it. That's how we make John do all of his builds.
I thought that was like his toddler playpen.
Yeah.
It's John.
Yeah. So check those out. Let us know what you think of them.
I do have a confession to make. I caved.
Right.
You caved?
I did.
Did you go for the...
Yeah,
you went for Animus?
Yeah. Although I did make a discovery. It's been a long time since I've pledged on Kickstarter, and there is now I don't know when it came in, but it was news to me. There is now a pay in 3 option, which just made me go, okay, nope, that's okay now.
Came in about 8 days ago.
Wow, there you go. So,
well,
it helped out.
Well, again, it's one of those things. If you want to spread the cost of your Kickstarter, you have an option now.
Boston.
That's true. Right. No, one and done. If I can't afford what I want when it's there,
in one shot,
I'm buying too much.
Fair.
That's just how that one goes.
This is a good rule of thumb. Never go into debt.
Yep. Goblin Gaming, I'm looking at you. Outrageous. Anyway, right. I think we should get on with the show and on with the news.
Coming to you from the center of Northwestern Europe. Covering board games, war games, card games, and all that you love. It's the news.
Okay, then we're going to be kicking things off this week with some moderns from Wargames Atlantic. Justin.
Ooh. Yeah, with the Shattered Union miniatures game coming down the pipeline as we are slowly waiting, going, gimme. The good folks over there have decided to make some operators and agents for all the good little boys and girls out there. So, our operators are a set of 20 hard plastic, 28mm modern day like soldiers that you can have a really nice big different mix of weaponry with. So in the box, you're getting, I think it's something crazy, like over 100 heads that you can pop on and actually switch in and out and actually individualize your stuff. You have a plethora, I like plethora, it's a good word, of weaponry. So everything from pistols, the AR platforms, AK platforms, sniper rifles, and light machine guns. I do have a gripe. It's a very simple gripe, very small gripe. No MP7s and no G36 rifles. I would love to see some of those in there. And weirdly, I think on the actual artwork, I think the art is actually showing a G36. So weird that it's not in there. See that? That looks like a G36 to me.
Which one?
So why is it? Why is it not in plastic? Yes, that looks like a G36 to me, and I haven't seen it on the sprue. I could be wrong. Oh. If I am, someone's gonna go, Justin, you're wrong. You're an idiot.
You, don't worry.
Oh yeah. No. I love it when people get to tell me I'm wrong. Gets an extra
otherwise,
comment on the video.
The bin.
Oh, don't do. Ooh, Ben. Ooh, bad, Ben.
I like
very nice kit.
I like these.
Yes.
Balaclava looking fellows.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's the nice thing about the kit is there is, and so it's not just that there's multiple heads; it's that there's enough different styles.
Yes.
That you can do commandos, paras, desert warfare, or redneck militia.
Generic bad guy and good guy. So
well, we work for a private security company, and I swear we haven't been deployed there.
That type of thing, yeah.
But it's a really nice set. Again, Wargames Atlantic, they always do great plastics, and they always put an absolute ton onto the sprue. As well as that, we're getting our agents as well. Well, actually, I forgot. We've actually got some painted versions of these guys as well.
They look really good.
They do. And I was having a conversation with Shay before we started filming.
Yeah.
And sets like this make me want to do like an airsoft tabletop game. So tabletop airsoft. Because
Cool.
I think you could make a really cool looking gaming table. And with all the mixture of stuff you can do with the Wargames Atlantic kits, if you get something like what we've seen before where it's more the civilians with random weaponry, you could really do a mishmash of stuff and have a really cool looking game. I think it could be a lot.
Do you give either side a series of cheat tokens so when they get hit, you can just go, no, don't get hit?
No. I mean, maybe if you wanted to do it as a mechanic, cheater.
Yeah. eBob used to do paintball. So you could get paintball miniatures, and there was a miniatures game for 28-bit paintballing.
I think things like that could be a lot of fun. And it means you don't have to have so much of a knowledge of, modern history or previous history or whatever way you want to do it. You can just sit down and go, pew, pew, I got you. No, I got you. I'm not going to say the H word, because if I say it, I'm out. Oh, you could actually have that as a rule. If you say hit, one of your miniatures dies. Just at random. That could be hilarious. Yeah, whenever you're on field, if you say the word hit, you're calling yourself out.
Oh, right, okay.
It was the one thing we were warned about big time. It's just like, if you say it, if you see someone that you think's cheating, don't say call your hits, because then you've called yourself out.
It's also good because it means you could model some big bellies for all the guys who are definitely military ready.
Yes.
That went off to go and do airsoft.
Well, they're carrying internal ration pack.
Oh, yeah, of course.
No, I think you could have a lot of fun doing something like that with these kits.
That'd be neat. Yeah.
And with the mixture of like stuff that's in here. Because, all right, now I doubt if you would put the little rocket launcher in there, because actually, no, I think someone actually has made an airsoft rocket launcher.
There you go. Just fires. It's just a t-shirt cannon.
Spot gun.
Boom. Straight to the face.
Very cool set. I really like that. That's going to be great for a lot of people who are diving into sort of modern military stuff and pulpy things as well. So
and with it being Wargames Atlantic, I'm fully expecting it to be completely modular with all their other kits.
Yeah. Totally kit-bashable.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Now, as well as the operators, we do have our agents. So these are more like your private security guards. So, we have a VIP. We are not going to show what weapons we're carrying, but we do have some weapons. And in this one, they've actually went for what you would expect. So you're seeing things like, MP5s and stuff, I believe you're seeing in there as well.
Never mind that. Go full Stargate.
Oh, P90. Oh, my God.
Well, I'm going to say it now. It is one of the sexiest weapons in all of creation.
Yes. Oh, give that to give that to the operators, and you can actually make your SG1 team. Oh my god!
You could do.
Yeah, because there's boonie hats up there.
Oh,
No, actually, there is
Daniel,
a box.
my heart bleeds.
hang on. There is a box that I want Wargames Atlantic to do. So you see all these different weapon types.
Yeah.
I just want a box of guns. No, just one box with every weapon type they've ever done and designed in one place. With
Should
like
it just
5
have
of
a
each.
white? And it'll have a white box design, and the title will just be called Guns. Lots of guns.
Lots of guns.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
box of guns.
Yeah.
I'm with you,
I'm sorry.
Ben.
I think that would be a great thing to have, just so that you can go, okay, I want to arm my stuff with X, Y, or Z,
Yeah.
and you can just grab one box
Zed.
and go, okay, I have a box of everything.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever
I
you
like
want
that
to say,
you
Jerry.
get. I like that you get lots of different arms in different positions.
Yeah.
As well, so it's not just the,
We've got the fingers in
holding
the
a
air
gun.
for the
You've got fingers in the air
earpiece.
for moving forward, or the earpiece. You've got pointing hands and that kind of thing.
You've also got the handcuffed to me suitcase.
Yes, it's so
Which
good.
just
oh my
means
god.
you need a machete to remove that.
Yeah. Oh, magnetize the hand so you can have it come off.
You've gone wrong.
Yeah.
I also like the fact that the agents are a mix of
Yes. Yeah.
I suppose uniform.
Yeah.
Uniform slash
Mhm.
Yeah, you've
Suited,
got some that are
and
suited,
then-
others that are booted.
yeah. They've got their gear on over the top.
Yeah,
Just
Very
nice
cool.
way of
but
doing it.
again, the ones that are like with the tactical vests on them, the actual bulletproof vests, I would nearly do them up as like VIPs because
Mhm.
they're the people you're trying to protect.
Oh, that's
Obviously,
a good idea.
your agents are wearing them under the suits, and these people are the people that's just like, no, you're wearing this. I am not losing my bonus because you got shot.
Writing your own scenario even as you go.
Oh my god, shotguns are so cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
P90s are great, but a shotgun is just such a cool thing. Oh,
Door opener.
yeah.
Yeah. And then there's such a
Big-
variation of some of
Big
them.
explosive key.
That's
Well,
the
I mean,
one.
As
some
opposed-
of the shotgun shells you can get these days are terrifying.
Yeah.
You know,
Always
I
were.
actually saw a
Such
guy.
horrible things. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I saw a guy actually testing out the dragon's breath rounds.
Oh yeah.
They would hurt like hell, but they probably wouldn't, do the job.
Yeah.
If you're just like 15 feet away, you might be okay.
Justin's going to volunteer for testing. So it's all right.
I am not the crash test dumbass.
Very, very nice set of
Yeah.
plastic kits. So
Yeah, and again, with what the guys have already brought out, these are going to fold in really nicely because we did have the other civilian set, didn't we?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, it's
Which I
just
believe
come
we
out.
have. Yeah.
Mhm.
So again, mixing this in with those other sets, I
Mhm.
think you're going to be able to create some really, really cool and interesting miniature loadouts.
Definitely.
So my advice, buy 2 of each of these,
Mm-hmm.
just so you can
Oh
build
my
like a
God.
massive mashup of stuff. Because again, this one has all your shotties, more pistols, revolvers, more AR platforms, and all your melee stuff. So if you wanted that machete, Ben, I think it might be in here.
Machete. So yeah,
Doesn't
so you
text.
could get the survivors, get the agents, get the operators, get the zombie pack as well,
Ooh, you could
and
do.
do some mixing and matching. You've got it
Yeah.
all ready to go for a hell of a lot of different games.
Mm.
Yeah.
So-
Although for something that feels so American, why do they have cricket bats?
because sometimes the Brits
Yeah.
rise up after tea time. Though.
So it can be as ubiquitously generic as you
Yeah,
want it to be. You two
Yeah.
can do Shaun of the Dead.
Yes.
Yep, yep.
Yeah. Amazing.
Cracking.
Yeah.
Cracking stuff.
But well done to Wargames Atlantic because I am waiting to see what the rule set is like for this because I think it's going to be a good one.
I wonder if it'll be a mod on
Deathfields.
Deathfields rules, or if it'll be something entirely unique. We'll have to see. I suppose.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Mhm.
They have said.
Well, they know.
They might not yet. Depends whether or not Andy started it. And Andy may be just coasting at the moment, trying to get Deathfields ready, and he's like, "Oh, I'll kick into the Moderns game down the line."
It's like writing an essay. There's just one Word document on his computer that just says Shattered Union, and there's just one line of text and it says game.
Oh no! See, I expect his computer screen just to be like post-it notes. So as he's writing stuff, he'll see a little nugget he wants to draw out for it, and just goes, "Okay, pop it up there."
Yeah.
His It's cracking stuff. Anyway, time will tell. If you're looking for those, you can pick up the civilians now, depending where you are in the world. Maybe a slight delay on some of them because they're having to ship molds back and forward across the Atlantic these days. And then the operators are coming shortly, and the agents won't be far behind them.
Very cool.
Like Mulder and or Scully.
Yeah. One thing they missed out on for the agents.
Yes.
Some sci-fi bits to make them Men in Black.
Yeah. You know, did they miss out on it? Or did they just go,
Neuralizer?
We're not going to bother.
Noisy cricket?
You know, just cut down any weapon to a very tiny thing so you can't see it and go, there you go, there's the noisy cricket.
Buy a Stargrave box. There you go.
You could do that.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it. Right. Away from the moderns and into the not too distant past of the 19th century. Badger Games have been showing off some stuff that's coming for the Anglo-Gurkha War from Pontoonier, possibly.
What a lovely name.
It is. It may or may not be how it's pronounced. It's what I'm going with. Badger's a really fun little company. They're like the American version of North Star.
Yes.
They have their own range. They stock and distribute a lot of other ranges, and Pontoonier have a whole host, including a colonial and imperial range. The Nepalese portion of which, for the Anglo-Gurkha War, has all been sculpted by the Mr. Ball Hicks Esquire, clone number 357.
El Maestro.
So this clone specializes in the Asian colonial wars, apparently. The Anglo-Gurkha War is a fascinating one. Everybody's favorite company worth trillions of dollars with an army, not Apple, not yet, but the East India Company. Nepalese government changed. They were worried that trade was starting to dry up and that they wouldn't have access to some of the routes. So they decided, we're having your country, as is their want in life. The initial foray got slapped massively down, which is why some of the Nepalese have got muskets, because the first expeditionary force wasn't an invasion. No, they were just expediting themselves.
Just probing.
2,000 old men went away and their guns went with them. Which means that you've got a really nice set of irregulars for the Nepalese and their allies within the mountain area. So it's like a 2-year-long conflict, which at the end, Kelsa Breeze, modern military won, despite an aggressive defense by the Gurkhas and Nepalese and the Sikhs and others. At one point, they even reached out to China for support. That came back to bite them years later.
Oh, yes.
But, but the packs themselves, there's already a substantial amount out there. So this is just adding some more regulars. As you can see, a couple of sets with muskets, one sort of standard firing line, the other a bit more aggressively advancing. Kukris at the ready. It's the only way they'll learn, by Jingo. And for those who weren't lucky enough to harvest a gun from a fallen member of the East India Company, then they've got the bows, which I think gives them a really nice feel for the irregulars. With all of their kit and caboodle.
I love that style of that kind of mix and match you could get with those, sort of setting up a really nice tabletop, sort of fighting in the mountains and stuff like that.
But then you kind of get your elites who, it's very similar to the Punic Wars, where the Carthaginians, after ruffle stomping the Romans, got their hands on a ton of really good Roman kit, chain, scudums, all of that, and all of a sudden their veterans were equipped more like Romans. Likewise here, I imagine the veterans / the best fighters, or those closest to the leader, got all of the muskets, and then the other people, the dregs, the irregulars, and people come down from the hills who were sort of press ganged into it.
Or them what was out of favour.
Yeah. You're sticking with your bow and arrow, matey boy.
Very nice.
The nice thing about these are a lot of the Nepalese defected to the British / East India side.
Become such an iconic part of modern military.
This is where it all came in from. So this was 1814. It kicked off, and in 1815, one of the British commanders essentially raised his own regiment, like the Nazari I think they were called. And then they later got renamed as King George owns First Gurkha Rifles. And they discovered just how double hard the Gurkhas were.
Yeah.
And I mean, the fact that they are still very much at the cutting edge of British infantry forces, with a very high, exceptionally high, I suppose you would say, level of viciousness, training,
ferocity,
all combined.
tenacity.
I think it's more obedience, because you tell a Gurkha to do something in the military, they're going to do it.
Yeah, but even before they get there, essentially they have like a ninja warrior style event. You don't get to apply to be a Gurkha until you've already gone through a ridiculous sort of level of training and stuff. And it all comes back to these guys. Originally, the Gurkhas were like a subset within Nepal. And then it renamed to a much larger geographic area. But I love these. Hadn't come across this range at all before. And it's really nice to see that one of the Hex clones is still trugging away with Pontoonier.
It's definitely a good idea to go and have a look at the Badger Game stuff, because I think they're US.
They are US. They are.
So if you are over that side of the pond, they're a very, very good resource for getting your hands on historical, fantasy, sci-fi, all sorts of different things. So
and there's some weird and wacky stuff. I don't know if I think it's Pontoonier again. Actually, they've got like shapeshifters. Have you seen those?
Yeah.
So you've got your Native Americans, and then you've got your same Native American character, but as a giant werewolf / werebear / whatever, if you fancy doing a touch of the fantasy and the like. But anyway, sticking with those, if you fancy doing the
very cool
Anglo-Gurkha conflict, nailed on for that. We've been talking a lot about the Silver Bayonet recently, so if you want to go a bit pulp and not just do Napoleonics, because it's exactly the same period, then you could do your Silver Bayonet up there. And I'm sure if you start researching the sort of myths and legends of the area, you'll come across some unusual creatures that could be thrown out there, rather than just having to go with another, ho-hum, it's another bat swarm. We want our pangalengas, or whatever they are, that strange Japanese head and spinal column. There's bound to be some sort of weird like that for Nepal that we could start chucking onto the table. So, fold some of these into your regular games. Gurkhas versus zombies, coming this summer. Yeah. It's all very doable. Definitely worth having a look for if you're not already up on your Badger. Obviously, Ben's right in there for the Badger all the time. He knows what's
careful now, Ben. That could be taken wrong.
Just a regular Sunday for me.
Yeah. Sticking with historical, a little bit closer to home, Ben.
Yes. So towards the end of last week, the folks over at Victrix released another one of their big plastic sets. God, I love the plastics love at the moment, for the medieval period, as it is in vogue. At this very moment. Definitely.
Sure. I'd like to point out to people at home that I picked some of the news stories for this week, and this wasn't in here. And then Ben
came along.
We take something out and put some medieval in. There's no medieval in, because we want you to do medieval, McCabe.
Do we need to get like a set of blinders or a blindfold for Jerry whenever this comes up, just so it's just like it hides it from him? If he doesn't see it, he doesn't know it's there.
The problem with that is I'm the one opening the pictures and pointing things out.
True.
So
there's
do that. Who knows what you'd see?
It'll be like when John's controlling it then, if you do it the other way. So. But yes, so we dive in, and we have a new plastic set that has 32 medieval foot sergeants for you to get your hands on and add into your games. Covers the periods from the late 12th century through to the late 13th century, so that'll give you a little bit of guidance on that front. Although, of course, you could do some mixing and matching, go 100 years either way or the other, pretty much. Not a lot of stuff changed, to be honest. Set comes with a whole host of different weapon options in there as well. So you get quite a lot of polearms. You get enough that you could arm everybody in the set with polearms if you so desired. But you also have a bunch of other stuff in there. So you have your spears as well, which would be another sort of generic weapon that a lot of these folks would have been walking around with, alongside big two-handed axes. And then, of course, you get all of your hand weapons in there as well. So you get the likes of swords, hand axes, maces, and the Batwing Cleaver, which seems to have made quite an appearance across many of the plastic sprues from Victrix over the last little while. There it is, yeah.
The prototype, or the predecessor to the falchion.
There you go.
Somebody was telling me, which is funny because that's what I guessed.
It's a hurty stick. That's all I need to know.
Yeah. You also get a variety of different head options in there as well. So there are various helmeted and unhelmeted folks, as well as folks with their mail coifs up as well. And you'll be able to use those to represent all sorts of different soldiers from maybe over here in England or up in Scotland or Wales or Ireland. And you could use them over on the continent as well. Pretty much anything goes. A lot of their armor and design would very much have been sort of shared amongst the various nations. Yeah. But if you wanted to be very specific, you will have options in there as well to help on that front. Get those. Oh my God, they're good for your guards. Them are.
Aren't they?
They chopped down a horse.
See, there's the most terrifying one. That like cleaver blade with the spike on the end.
That's for finishing off a knight.
Yep.
So you cut him off his horse and then you stab him.
It's the only way they'll learn.
Yeah. Cut the legs from under your horse, and then as he falls over in the ground and he's trying to get to his feet, shank him in the chest. Or get your little killing dagger out through the helmet.
Yeah. It is surprising sometimes whenever you see some of these weapons in real life, just how much smaller like a sword or an arming sword actually is, because it's only like, yay long for an arming sword.
You got to swing it. That's the man. And it takes a lot of metal to make one of those.
Yeah.
That's why spears
it all had to be done by hand.
Yeah, that's why spears are better.
Yeah, you only need a little bit of metal.
Mm-hmm. You also get a whole bunch of different body types in there. So there's a variety for you to choose from. A lot of them wearing their gambesons and acatons, but you also get the folks with the full mail hauberks underneath as well. So a variety of different ways for you to build your forces to make them look decidedly more elite or less, or more ragtag, I suppose, depending on whether or not you want to pay your men. If you don't care whether or not they die, just give them spears and keep them in their gambesons.
They are paid in loot and plunder.
But yeah, as these are medieval sergeants as well, these are slightly more high-level troops.
Soldiers for God. They don't get paid.
That's true. Yes. You'll be saved once you come back from the Holy Land.
I mean, you could quite happily use these with your Kniggets and the like for
you definitely could
for a monastic order.
Yeah, so they are going to have transfer sheets for these that will allow you to do them as sort of Templars, or you can have them as Hospitalers as well. No, yes. So there's lots of different ways for you to take them. They're also it's a fully kitbashable set. That's going to become the word of the day. With the foot knights and the medieval mounted knights as well. So if you did want to do a little bit of mixing and matching, you could do. Maybe you have your tired knights who've been sort of crusading for a while and you want to have them stripped down without their tabards on and things like that. You can go that route.
Head swaps are good go.
If it gets too hot in the desert.
Yeah, very true. I'd love to see someone do these as like Balian of Ibelin's knights that you see from Kingdom of Heaven. I think that would be really cool. Have them alongside.
Slap everybody in the face.
Yes. Oh. And as a little bit of a bonus, Victrix also shared that they are going to be effectively completing their medieval collection, although I'm sure they'll do more in the future, with sets of crossbowmen and archers very, very soon as well. So if you are looking to rain down hell or blot out the sun, perhaps, then you're going to have some new options on that front coming very, very soon from Victrix. And because they work at a rate of knots, I'm sure they'll be here sooner than you think. So yes, very nice.
Sweet to the bait. Still not doing them.
Can't make you.
But you could play Great Helm, Jerry, and that only needs 12 models.
Hang on.
What makes you think
we all
don't have 12 medieval models in this house already?
Yes. You already have the Mersey stuff.
Yeah.
Also, Ben, we know things like that. It's a gateway game.
That's true.
First, it's a tiny skirmish, and all of a sudden, you're playing mass battle. And Jerry, no, be kind to the man.
Let's face it, if you're going to wargame, you may as well play mass battle. No point. Best around the edges.
All or nothing. Jerry's motto.
Straight in there, in like flame. You two can recreate Hatton and watch all of those medieval guys die of thirst. That'll teach them. All right, enough news for now. I think we'll take a look at some Kickstarters. Okay, then. We're going to be keeping the historical theme and splitting the difference. We've had medieval, we've had moderns, and now we're going to dive straight into World War II.
Yes. So this is the brand new Kickstarter from Bad Squiddo and Annie, who has returned with even more excellent Women of World War II, and this time the theme is resistance. So this is a brand new set of hand-sculpted miniatures that come in both metal and resin, all to 28mm scale, so you could use them for pretty much any of the big World War II games that are out there at the moment. Playing anything like Chain of Command or 0 to 100 Hours or Bolt Action, these would be absolutely nailed on for you to do that with. And there is a whole host of different ladies that they have worked on for this set. Well, each with their own backstories and all sorts of different things that you will want to dive into, and will most definitely make you start thinking about cool scenarios straight off the bat. So I'm just going to give you a rundown of all the different characters and we'll go through them. And they come from various nations as well. So you've got Hanny Shaft and Freddie Overstegen, Truss Overstegen, Odette Heloise, Simone Sigouin, Pearl Witherington, that's easier, Eva Klofstad, Anne Margaret Stromheim, Zoe, oh my god.
Oh, slow down. Let's have a look at them.
Zoe Kosmodeyantanskaya? Oh my god. Vera Lasker, and Eero Konstopoulos. Yes.
Sure.
I'm sorry, Greece.
No, he's not.
If someone chooses to use all the vowels in their surname, that's not your fault. Yeah. It's okay.
Agent Zoe, Carla Caponi, Hedda Lund, and Elsa Marie Pade. And each of these characters has been, well, not characters, real life individuals, has been researched in depth by Annie and brought to life through photography and all sorts of different things like that, and her sculpting team to sort of bring them to life on the tabletop. I wanted to zone in. All of them obviously have their own stories, but it would take like half an hour to go through all of them. So there's one in particular that I wanted to talk about, which was Vera Lasker, because I'd never heard of them. And that's the whole point of campaigns like this. They get you sort of focused in particular characters and learning about their lives. So she was someone who joined the Czech underground when she was 15. And they knew the sort of trails around Slovakia and things like that, so they were able to sort of help on that side of things. They also then helped escort POWs and Jews across the border and helped with the Czech underground headquarters in Budapest. She had a pretty badass story that I think would make an amazing scenario, where she was interrogated and put on a train so she could be brought to the police. However, when changing trains, a guard allowed her to go into the ladies' room, where she completely changed her outfit, grabbed a broom, pretended to be a cleaner, and scarpered, which I thought was amazing. So that is nailed on for a 0 to 100 hour scenario to play with Vera, I reckon, if you were doing that right, that thing. Yeah. She did, unfortunately, end up in Auschwitz, but was survived and was able to earn a master's degree and all sorts of different things. And she even authored a book, which would be amazing to read if you were following on from this Kickstarter campaign, called Women in the Resistance and in the Holocaust. And she died only in 2005, so not that long ago. Although actually quite a long time ago now, thinking about it. But yeah.
What?
Oh my God.
Yeah, actually, oh God, 20 years.
The 90s were only 10 years ago.
Make me feel old.
But yes, if you are diving in to World War II and you want to pick up some interesting miniatures that aren't your typical stuff, it's one of the things that Annie does really well. And if you are looking for some amazing women to bring to the tabletop and use in your games, this is definitely a way for you to go and snap them up. They're, for the most part, as I say, all mostly metal with a few resin pieces in there.
This one is the only resin set in there, so
it's a slightly more complicated set. Yeah.
Which I'm really curious about what's going on there.
Yes, I want to learn more about that. But again, that's the point of this. You can go away and do some research. But
I would like to say the breadth of nations represented in the Kickstarter is really impressive. That must have been a hell of a lot of research for the Bad Squiddo team. So well played.
Yeah. It's one of the things I really like about Bad Squiddo and Stoessi's Heroes. I love seeing what both of those companies do, where they look at individual characters who made a name for themselves, but maybe have been forgotten by history because of all the Hollywood stuff that comes out around larger-than-life figures. And so learning a little bit more about these people is fantastic and kind of brings the period to life. So even if you're not someone who potentially is going to be doing the wargaming side of things. These could be great for just painting up and using them for display, if that's the way that you wanted to go with this, which I think is really nice. From the Kickstarter side of things as well, there's also a few extras that they've thrown into the mix. So they're also working on a new backdrop book alongside Hodgson, as you can see there. Nice. So that's going to be available for you to snap up. These are absolutely perfect for miniature photography. They give you a lovely background scene that you can set up your miniatures alongside. Just put a little bit of terrain in front of them as well, if you wanted to sort of bring it to life. And suddenly your miniatures will look 10 times better when you put them on Instagram. Because miniatures look best when they're on the tabletop. So why not have a setting that reflects that? Because shooting them in a white box is boring. There we go.
I mean, all right, just going to say
it.
just going to say it, Ben. Do both, because it makes my life and every other video editor and person who does cover images work so much easier having a white background to trim the minute drive from.
Nah, make Justin's life worse. That's
no!
He shouldn't be stealing your pictures of your miniatures anyway, people. Put as much stuff around it as possible.
Yeah. There is also
dangle things in front of them.
But you're saying watermark it all?
There is also just a nifty little thing that's been added in. This is the Tank Tracks roller from Rolltex. So you can throw that in there, and if you're looking to build up bases or terrain and things like that, this is great for just sort of adding a little bit more sort of character to a base. Maybe you're playing some of the big tank-based rules from Warlord and things like that, and that would be nailed on for that. So if you're playing a bit of Achtung Panzer, throw that into the mix. Or if you just want to have someone running alongside something, ready to throw a Molotov into the back of a tank, nailed on.
I can't remember. Mike named the ladies in question. Does it? No. Louis introduced me to them. They're part of his little collective. And the nice thing about the textured rulers they do, you can see there you can swap in and swap out on the handles. But rather than your rolling pin ruler, because they're on balls, it means you can curve, turn, move it, tilt it.
So you can go up and around terrain.
Yeah. So you can get a different feel / flow to your texturing. And these are good for bases, but also if you want to do something on a bit of terrain, you can have your long, continuous tank track going right down Main Street, or you can just roll it through black ink and then get one of your lovely neoprene mats and just go, here's where the tanks went. It's no longer a green mat. It's now being tanked.
Love it.
all of a sudden, you're just seeing random tank traps across your mum's kitchen table.
Yep. Also good.
Who stole the sugar? The tank.
You put them in the butter.
Yeah. Oh, man. I want to see someone do the butter guy with the trombone.
You can do the Dinosaur Island mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
Do it as like World War II.
But with a tank tread over him.
Yeah.
Just a sad little...
Anyway, yes, there is also, before I start daydreaming too much, there is also an add-on set, as you can see there. So it's the SOE agents, which comes with 4 additional characters, as you can see. I won't butcher their names. I've already done enough.
Is that why you picked Vera Alaska? Because it was the easiest name.
It was easiest to say.
Fair enough.
And so also, no historical significance, just convenience.
And also, I'd never heard of it. So, So, yes, some fun stuff there from Bad Squiddo. Got about 12 days left on this campaign for when you're seeing this. So you can dive in, get your hands on some lovely miniatures, a nice set of backdrop books that come in A4 and A3, and also that roller as well. So dive in, get some awesome characters, and play out some very different games of World War II on the tabletop, perhaps.
Cool.
Very cool.
Spanking. Right. From the sublime historical accuracy of Annie to the ridiculousness of old school resources. Everybody loves the fact that everybody's most favorite D20 based game ever of D&D absolutely shit the bed 2 years ago when they decided that they were going to destroy the open gaming license, and everybody went, panic!
No.
And make our own rules. And one of the big winners out of that was Shadow Dark RPG, which not only went great guns, but also swept the Ennies in 2024 as well.
Very nice.
So if you're not aware of Shadow Dark, it is OSR. It's essentially an old school reimagining. What would D&D Basic be if they'd had 50 years to get things right? So it's streamlined, it's rules light, it takes bits from 3rd edition, it even takes the advantage and disadvantage, what I hate, from 5th.
Okay.
But you can't have everything. But obviously there's been some official stuff, but the whole point of this was that people can make their own things for it as well. And to that end, there is the delightfully named Bone Mongers coming your way as the Temple of the Bone Mongers is writ large by Jeff Stevens. So this adds a scenario for low to mid-level players, sort of, nothing higher than level sort of 7 or 8. The monsters should be achievable for people lower than that, although anybody who's played Basic/OSR will know it's brutal/brutal deluxe when it comes.
Everything is deadly.
Everything is deadly, and you will die very quickly. But if you fancy having a new class in your game, you too can be a Bone Monger. They are a religious cult, church. I don't know how widespread the Bone Mongers are, whether or not they've swept the line from cult into actual religion.
Do they have liberation campaigns in graveyards, I wonder?
No, they're generally, they're good guys. They obviously wear a lot of bonery, as you can see there. However, one of them has got a bit wrong. He's got a bit pitong. And so this little mini campaign will allow you to enter the temple of the Bone Mongers and deal with a bone golem, because the leader of the cult/religion, we don't judge here, has decided that people aren't being bone mongery enough. And so having fashioned his bone golem, he's sending them out to deal with anybody who isn't on board with their religion or heretics, i.e. anybody who's not dressed head to toe in bones.
At least they're being eco-friendly, they're recycling.
Oh, always. Always do it. So the campaign itself is for the Temple of the Bone Mongers. It will give you your adventure hooks, your story, and a couple of mapped areas that you can play through. But then they reckon it should be done in a couple of sessions. They say 1 to 2. Anybody who's ever ran a one-shot session and has still been there a month and a half later will know they are not always one-shot sessions. It's how these things go. But the campaign is lined up for PDF, print and play, or you can get it printed via drive-through. And there's even a Foundry VDD module,
nice addition.
For the people who play on Tinterwebs with their friends far away in other countries, or people who just don't want to go around their mate's house and therefore play online.
Most of their houses are smelly.
Yeah.
See, for us, it's people can't commit to coming somewhere to play, so they can commit to coming home.
That's very true.
It's a good plan. You can throw things at their heads then if they tell you that they're not going to be there. There's a nice little excerpt from the adventure that gives you an idea of how they break down the writing style, which is nice because there's some really nice adventures out there, but they tend to be densely written. Is that the best way to put it? Where it's up to the GM to read it all, commit it to memory, and then pluck the relevant information out. You can see here, you get the text to read to your minions/players, and then a breakdown of what's in there, desk with a box on it, blah, 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 all of these things. Particularly, I quite like the fact that he has a whimsical sort of little nature. So on the Bone Monger's desk in the Temple of the Bone Mongers, there's a suggestion box that Bone Mongers can write down suggestions for the High Monger to read and enact at some point in the future. And these contain things like a crude drawing of whatever you want. Due to Derwall's recent accident, please review the safe handling of lie. Anybody who's unaware of the safe handling of lie, go and watch Fight Club. We'll wait. I think we should end the fun committee.
Can we please have haggis more often? Why?
And he's also stupidly signed that and then tried to scrape it out as well. I mean, this gives you a rough idea of how things go with Jeff stuff. So, really nice, easily accessible adventure for people who want to get into Shadow Dark, or if you still play D&D, because Shadow Dark is mirrored/mapped onto a OSR style. that has a lot of faith in there. It means things like when it says that there are advantage or disadvantage and the difficulty levels for your actual tests. If you're just a 5e player, there's no reason why you can't use this with your group. It should carry across quite nicely. Other thing that he's done, which I really, really like, is he's got on board with 3 other small indies to do the add-ons. So yes, he's done, here's my game adventure. But there's 3 companies involved here. So Treasures Dark is something he's designed himself, as is Figgy Pudding Steel Christmas. So those are add-ons you can buy. It's well worth having a look at Jeff's actual catalogue at some point, because he's done a truckload for 5e as well as Shadow Dark. Yes?
I have so many questions, but I don't know where to start. Just move on.
Look at the gingerbread monsters. Look at them, gollumy gingerbread men coming for you. But working with a couple of other creators then, so Sword Compass Creations have got the Devoured Labyrinth adventure. So if you fancy doing a bit more in the Shadow Dark and the OSR world, you can do that. You can pick up volume 1 and 2 of the Righteous Row from Crawl Crab Publishing, which is a sort of a magazine style adventure. And there's even the delightful Dark Visions from RPG Rambling. Ooh. So I'd like this. Very similar to how Annie and Louis work, where he's a facilitator, just brings other indies together. So you've got Annie's there with her World War II ladies, and then John's in with the backdrop books, and then the roll tracks.
An amalgamation of complementary companies.
Likewise here, there's the main adventure, and then there's some bits and pieces, adventures and magazine type stuff from other little collaborators as well. So it's nice, because if you haven't heard of these, then it showcases them as well, and hopefully we'll get to see more bits and pieces from them in the future.
Very nice touch.
Very, very small campaign. Like I say, if you're up after the add-ons, and even if you are, you're picking up the PDF for £4. What's £4 get you these days? Yeah. It won't even get you a pint of Guinness, which is $4.10.
2 of these?
Well, no, why would I want that? $4.10 is the cheapest Guinness I can currently get, and considerably more expensive than that in a lot of places. So less than a pint of Guinness can't be bad for that. If you want the print code from Drive-Thru, a £5, which again, that wouldn't get me a pint of Guinness in my local. So, well, not without my gift card. And then the VTT is also £5, so incredibly accessible. And even if you don't play,
I love that for the OSR stuff.
Yeah, even if you don't play Shadow Dark or D&D, the little adventure in there is, it's just a really nice fantasy adventure. So if you happen to be playing Dragonbane, Warfare, whatever it happens to be,
easily port it over.
100%. Yeah. The maps are there and everything else.
Even if you're mid-campaign and say your DM is needing to write some stuff ahead, you could do this as a breakaway for the current party, where someone else steps up for a minute, GMs those couple of sessions, and then that gives your GM more time to work ahead and bring everybody up to where they should be. Oh, your party went to sleep in the inn. You wake up, chained up. You have been kidnapped by someone who is wearing lots of bones.
High bone monger.
Yeah, you wake up and there's bones everywhere. You don't know why. You need to figure it out and complete your adventure. Go.
It's one way of doing it, and I, for one, am bang on board for it. It has to be said. So yeah, definitely worth checking out Jeff Stevens' Temple of the Bone Mongers. Only 5 days left on it. But like I say, there's a ton of stuff that he's also done for other games as well. So if you fancy going a bit old school, then why not have a look at that?
A little bit wee, a little bit woo. Let's go.
It is indeed. All right, let's take a look at some more news.
Even more news, bitches.
Okay, then we're back, and we're going to be slamming straight in to some 80s nostalgia, Justin.
Oh. Yes. So, Beat 'em Up, if you remember from the way in the long ago, is now approaching the point where we are going to be getting our grubby little mitts on it. So, the game itself is really just a love letter to classic 80s side-scroller beat 'em up video gaming, but now on the tabletop, so Jerry doesn't have to worry because the ones and zeros have been gently and lovingly removed.
I can already hear the 8-bit music. Oh my god.
So this is something from the folks at this is something from the folks at Traders Galaxy, which if you are someone who grew up loving games like Streets of Rage, you can now relive it on the tabletop with some gorgeous miniatures, villainous goons, thugs, bosses, and secret bosses. And some of the mechanics in this are absolutely terrifying to me. So the game itself is played out on a 16 by 16 grid, right? However, if your character gets punched back through the wall into the previous scene, it then doubles and more enemies spawn. And this can happen 3 times. 6? Yeah!
No.
Terrifying.
6 by 6, not 16 by 6. 1, 2, 3,
apologies.
4, 5, 6.
Apologies.
Yes.
My dyslexia kicked in. But it's a game where you're going to be running through, beating up villains, goons, bosses, and you have one of my favorite mechanics from the old days, which is picking up a piece of terrain and lobbing at someone's head.
Yeah.
So, ha-chunk. And within those pieces of terrain, there are some weapons and upgrades for your characters. But you have 2 options on how to get at them. You can pick it up and chuck them, or you can actually break the scenery piece. However, if you break the scenery piece, the upgrade actually sits on the table, and the enemies might grab it.
Aha.
I have so many memories of me going, oh, there's a metal pipe. Yeah, I can beat them. Why did you pick that up? No. And then having to deal with that.
He's beating me to death with my own skull.
You always wanted a metal pipe or a baseball bat because you had bigger reach. Yeah. You didn't want the knife. Just come again.
Yeah, just...
It's terrible.
Yeah. But we are seeing some gorgeous miniatures, and I can't wait to actually get a go at this because it looks fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think, if memory serves, I believe one of the key mechanics is they have like a spawning mechanic as you're moving in. You're drawing from a spawning deck, so you don't really know what's coming, so your replayability is going to be really high on this.
That's cool.
You might get really unlucky and draw a secret boss and go, uh-oh, big boy's here.
Do they have something in place where you can... obviously, I don't know.
That's
the intro screen, definitely, yeah. I'd be interested to see if there's like a difficulty mechanic in there. So, like, if you can you put in different cards to scale potentially between sort of encounters? And stuff,
the way it's being talked about at the moment, Anthony was saying that your scenario will tell you these cards go in for this scenario, and when you go onto a tile, you then pull a card and spawn the thing. So there may be scenarios where you don't have many bosses in, or they might be, shuffle your deck and then split the deck and put the mini bosses in the ass end of it, so you're not hitting them until you've gone a few screens in. Not tiles, screens.
Yeah. No, I like it.
So yeah, there's ways and means of sort of setting it up,
nice,
where you can have different things coming in, and then you've got essentially mooks. You've got your little sleazy
goons
coming in, looking remarkably similar, but maybe with different pixelated jacket colors. So
yeah, just paint the jacket colors different, and it's more powerful.
Or headbands will change colors. At some point, I will paint mine. I've started painting some of mine. But there
is a game master mode, which I'm assuming Jerry will probably always want to play, the evil overlord, just sending wave after wave of nastiness at everybody else, kicking their toys in.
I'm easy either way, because I really liked the whole layout of beat 'em up. The fact that
it's a great idea.
You've got your heroes are all very distinctly different. You can have your jock style. Where are we? American football player, or you can have your, what you call him? Bruce Lee equivalent, sort of karate boss, or not boss, but hero. There he is fighting down there. I've painted mine up like Game of Death, so he's in yellow, because it's cool. But yeah, so you can have, depending on who you bring, you're going to have a different stat line, and it's very much that arcade. You can take cool. the woman's faster, but maybe less hit points. He's slower with more hit. So you could replay the same scenario multiple times, insert 10p to continue.
I'm going to land a touchdown on your face.
That type of thing. So you can have that real arcade feel where you can bring people in. And like Justin was saying, if you get kicked back into a tile that you've already emptied, then new mobs will spawn in there. And now you're having to deal with 2 tiles. So you can constantly progress, which means you've got a very small footprint on the table that you're playing through. Because
do you get the uprights with the backgrounds?
I believe he has done those. Yes.
Ooh.
Because that's just flavor.
Yeah. Just to give it a different aesthetic, so you're not just playing on a flat tile, I suppose.
Yeah. I will say this is totally up my street because I absolutely suck at side-scrolling beat-em-ups.
Yes.
I have no sense of depth of field or anything. So going up and down and being on the right level, I am utterly terrible at. I only got through Golden Axe because I put in the invincibility cheat. That's the only reason I...
Actually, speaking of Golden Axe, Ben, the tiles in this game are reversible. And on the flip side is a fantasy version. So...
Well, I'm sold.
I was wondering, because you feel like more of a Golden Axe person than a Streets of Rage person.
I am very much a Golden Axe person. I like chasing gnomes around, kicking them in the bum. So.
Give me back my potions, you son of a bitch.
Give me my stuff.
Thieving little dirtbag.
Yeah. Oh, man, that's awesome. Well, that'd be very cool to see when that... I assume because there's already some painted miniatures. That won't be too far off. So.
He'd already has done the fantasy figures for a while, so the fantasy figures were just there. The idea was... so Beat 'em Up was originally done as an add-on to the Rise of Democracy skirmish game.
Yeah.
So it was measuring and stuff, whereas this is tweaking / changing it to being more of a board game.
Grid-based.
It's all movement based and range, rather than having to go, well, you're within 6 inches, I can chuck a thing at your head. Just count squares. So he was going, well, I'm doing this. I may as well make the tiles reversible because I want to do a fantasy version. So don't know when the fantasy one will come. The figures are...
Hey, that's just front-loading the work. Smart move.
The figures are there-ish anyway, so there's already a lot of fantasy stuff around. Beat 'em up. If you back the Kickstarter for the skirmish beat 'em up, like what I did, you can just get the tiles and cards and stuff. So you don't have to get the miniatures, so there's going to be a separate pack.
But why would you not want to double up on the amount of goons you have?
Goons are good. I don't know if I need more heroes. Although I could do alternate color schemes.
Alternate costumes.
Oh yeah, yes. If 2 people wanted to play the same character,
they just did like red and blue.
Yeah. Very much so.
There you go. There's your reasoning.
Standard Bruce Lee and my Game of Death Bruce Lee and his yellow jumpsuit outfit type thing. Cracking stuff. It's going for pre-order in October. So nice. So a month or so out for the pre-order. Fascinating thing. I'll just throw this in as a little aside, little tangent. Because he was thinking about going to Kickstarter, and the last Kickstarter he was saying, I think like 90% of the people who backed the Kickstarter are existing / returning customers.
Right.
Which meant he ended up paying Kickstarter like whatever it was, the 10 or 15% fees.
Whatever their cut is.
For not really getting any, a couple of new people.
He could have just done it. Yeah.
If he'd have made more money for the business if he'd just done it as a pre-order, which is why this is just going to a pre-order. So it's fascinating because we always think of Kickstarters as a good way of advertising / spreading. But these days,
more reach.
These days is the reach there. So he reached out to the community and went, should I do this or will I just go ahead and do it as a pre-order? Because you guys are pretty much already there. And we all went, just do it as a pre-order, son. No,
that's fair.
No messing around, no ifs or buts.
It leads me to wonder why Zombicide and things like that keep going to Kickstarter if the audience is already built.
They won't be going to Kickstarter anymore.
I have apparently missed something.
Have you? Oh,
let's not get into that.
No, let's not. But,
you can tell me off camera.
Oh, anybody who wants to know what the website for Really People's Paid Jobs are up to, just see this face.
Okay.
Right.
You can tell me later.
Anyway, we have one more bit of news, which is the delightful people over at Parabellum have been dropping some more fantasy stuff for Conquest, Loaqua, and Faba.
What?
The Last Argument of Kings.
Oh, okay.
And First Blood.
I should have known.
That's what
I was wondering if I was going to have to call emergency services there.
No, I don't smell toast. So there is the Married Sahar and the Trinnavarta coming for the Sorcerer Kings. These are a couple of plastic kits, one of which is monstrous cavalry. In case you ever needed elemental seahorses to come charging across the table and splashing into your friends.
Why would you not? Yeah.
I mean, it really leans into the fact that the Sorcerer Kings are commanders of the various elemental courts of magic. And we're now seeing a lot more of those water and air. That obviously the initial idea was just to push the earth and fire, and then sort of bring out other ones. So now you can start to see the direction they're taking. Interesting little bunch of Muppets these seahorsey town peoples are. There are two flavors, as is the one with a lot of the plastic kits. One is a ranged version, which is the Married Sahar you're sort of seeing here, and then the other is the Lancers. So your 7-inch cavalry move, decent, a slight barrage sort of attack going on there that allows them to bimble around the place and chuck out a bit of damage. Relatively beefy. 4 shots per stand out to 12 inches. So that's okay. And as you would expect from water-based seahorses, they've got fluid movement, so they get bonus pivots when they're moving around the battle. So
I would expect nothing less.
You can flow like water, as Bruce Lee would say, around the side of your opponent, spin round for free, and then shoot them in the back.
Love it.
They're also, however, being some sort of mystical elemental summonable thing. They've also got a bit of spell casting about them. They've got a wizard level as a unit, not as a sort of individuals. And they do a delightful thing where they turn blood to water, which is nice, he said, for a given value of nice. It's relatively easy to cast. It does 1 hit per success, which, isn't going to be huge. But
so it's just a nibble.
If your opponent is also in combat with a water regiment, then they take additional hits equal to the resolve of the unit. So if you've got a high resolve unit that doesn't break easily, this is the one where you just go up and go, oh, well, we're just going to boil you in place until you just go away. And I like that. I respect that style of filth. So it's good to have.
Little combo wombo.
Yeah. So, all good in the hood. Also, if you build them then as the Married Lancers, they've got Tidal Wave, which gives them a bonus to their impact and brutal impact that they would normally do. And they also have Vanguard, so they can come in late on, get up the battlefield very quickly, or even from the flank, and then come slamming in. Now, you have to use the card deck to activate them in the correct order, so you need to have prepped for the Tidal Wave. So they need to have had a regiment activating before them to do the sort of water ritual, and then that allows them to be more damaging when they come in. But even without that, they've still got Impact 3, Brutal Impact 1, and 5 attacks each. So between them, they'll be doing 4 impact hits, and what's that? Even in a base unit of 3, that's 12 impact hits and 15 basic attacks. They're quite tight in that regard. So yeah, fancy. Don't worry about the seahorses. They look so pleasantly calm, and then all of a sudden you get absolutely destroyed by them. It's no fun under the sea.
Very cool. It's that movie moment of, oh, it's pretty, it's beautiful, and then the mouth on.
It's very much that. As they said in, was that Galaxy Quest? What are you doing? Don't go near it. Have you not seen the TV show? It's very similar to that. But they are just the entree for what's coming for the Sorcerer Kings, because the monstrous kit.
Wow!
Is,
Whoa!
Isn't it, though, the Trinnavarta
Hello.
Chandavat?
And just as a reminder for people, these are 35mm. This is a 35mm game.
It is honky chonky.
So that is big.
That is, well, you can see down here they have this little, this is what we're like. So this is not a little man. This is a big, brutal thing. It will be on 120mm base. It is a regiment in and of itself.
Cool.
And is absolutely stonking. The brutal deluxe version that we're seeing here with the swords is very much like, remember that bit where Nemo pulled out his sword in the fantastic film League of Gentlemen and just started whipping it around, cutting bits out of Hyde, well, Hyde's sort of aggressive evil version. It's like that.
Hyde.
It's got all the dice. It just rolls all the dice all the time.
Cool.
Okay.
So
Useful.
14 dice, and it has relentless blows. So anytime it rolls a 1, that's a bonus hit on your opponent. So for me, I'm quids in, tons of 1s. However, it also has Fury of the Tempest, which boosts that to 1s and 2s. So a third of your attacks should be doubling up, which you kind of need because you've got no cleave. So it is death
that's
from
why Jerry took first place in the tournament.
It is just all the cats all the time, and then your opponent just goes down as the enraged blue chicken of death comes out of the quarter there.
That's written on his.
Oh my God! I mean, it'll do you. It'll have you, son, and all your mates.
Figure.
Or if you think you need more of a support option, then you could do it up as Chandavat, which is the caster
casting a spell. Oh, yeah.
going Hadouken. That's the noise it makes when it puts its hands like that.
I thought it was Kamehameha.
I don't know what that means. But
similar, but different.
Okay. And again, delightful looking fellow. Sort of a more vulture look.
The face has a very labyrinth look, like dark crystal look.
Like Sketties.
Yeah. It's got
crystal.
that vibe to it.
Yeah. I'm all for that. Only 10 attacks in combat, and its clash value is practically non-existent. So you really want to be using it as a support, which is good because it has a couple of spells. It can either lightning bolt your enemy, and the more armor your enemy has, the higher their defense, the more damage it does, because lightning loves metal. So that's always good. Or you can use the fact that you're the court of air to lift up your units and chuck them at your opponent.
Unit bowling.
More or less. The lifting wind spell will sort of give you a boost to your movement as you sort of gust them towards your opponent. So that's cracking. Wow. And if needs be, he just has a regular barrage attack of torrential fire. Interesting thing about that.
Because of course, why not?
Is if your opponent decides to pin you in place so you can't cast spells, it can actually use its torrential fire ranged ability in combat with the unit that's attacked by. So that'll harden them, I feel, in many respects.
My advice, buy 2, build both.
I mean, it's definitely one way of doing it. It is an absolute corker of a model.
It is gorgeous, yeah.
And I quite...
Parabellum are knocking things out of the park with their factions nowadays.
Yeah.
I really like the design of them.
Especially the big monsters.
I'd be really interested to see them come back and look at a redesign potentially of the older Spires stuff. And just because they've done some things with the 100 Kingdoms and things, but Elder Dragon as well. But I'd like to see them come back and look at some of the classic troops for the Spires and seeing if they can update the look and feel of them.
Yeah, do a Gen 2.
To match the artwork a little bit more, perhaps.
Yeah. I mean, only that, they've shifted production to Poland, to Archon, and the plastics there are miles above what the initial stuff was. So it's not beyond the realms of possibility. But if
we shall see.
Yeah, if you're after the Sorcerer King stuff, though, pre-orders start today, and then the stuff comes out end of September into October for the big giant chicken of death, which is his name. You can't tell me he's not. So I think that's enough from us for this week.
I think it is.
Justin's about to die on camera. So that should get some.
There's something caught in my throat. I swear, I don't know why.
It's a big magical chicken.
It should definitely get some views, though. On the title. we shall away until next Friday for more of the same. Or you can come and visit us over at OnTableTop.com Sunday morning, where we have our Cult of Games XLBS. Where we get to kick back, relax, and I get to talk whatever nonsense I want without being told about medieval stuff every 20 minutes.
Buyer beware.
Time will tell how that goes.
I can safely say, currently, there's no medieval in the XLBS.
No medieval in XLBS. Is there?
Maybe.
But then we don't know what the community's been up to. There might be some medieval in that.
True. Oh,
if there is, Ben, why I ought
the risk. Roll them dice.
Right. You can join us for a 30-day trial if you're not already a cultist. Otherwise, we'll see you next Friday. Until then, have a great week of gaming. Bye-bye.
Go ahead and check out our other content on screen now. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe and remember to ding our dong. Go on, you know you want to click it. Go on.